You introduce me and I'll just say hey.
Alright, sounds good. Thing we just real quick so I can record this intro. So mute yourself real quick because you can hear her in the background. I'm about to record this. There we go. All right. What it do, Fight Crew? Welcome back to the channel. Today's video is How's the Top here, taught by the one, the only, the master himself, Mr. Salty Gnome.
Hello.
Yes, indeed. Hello. So Gnome is going to be teaching the ins and outs of basically the details of every little thing you could want to know about Top Gear. This is mostly for me because I wanted to be trained up on it since I'm there now. And I'm not that good at it, as you all know. Nothing happened in the last two videos. But yeah, so I also wanted to share this information with you guys because he is a open Wikipedia page. Is all I can use to describe him. But yeah, we're gonna get into it here. All right, whatever. That works.
That was good. Especially with no script. That was fine. Do you have a preference on the location and or altitude of said location? I was gonna go with Boulogne-sur-Mer. If you've ever been on there, it is a.
I'm fine with whatever you want.
All right, we'll do it. We're going to France / Britain because this map is big as fuck. It's probably the biggest map in the game. As soon as you're ready, sir.
I am ready.
There we go. Realistic day, cloudy, limited fuel and ammo. Show content in battle any, max battle time 6 hours, respawns unlimited, any country. 1.0 to 14.7, no bots, keep destroyed units, number of players 4, join in progress, no, allow empty teams, yes, servers North America. Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
All right. So for the first part here, we are going to do some 1v1 BVR stuff, just so control, little details, run through constant scenarios and stuff like that, and then he's going to do some shadowing, back driving, while I play some actual games and tell me what to do and what not to do, and when I should have zigged, but I zagged.
Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and change to aggressor squad in there. Mustang, are you going on? Which side are you gonna take? That one? Alright, that works too. Let's see here.
Do I need to change things?
Yeah, you're fine where you're at.
Okay. I will go on Mustang.
I'm just trying to find my...
Or hey, Mustang, swap to Salty's team so that way I can go against you guys.
Yeah, that'll work. That way I can spectate him and whatnot, and it'll work fine.
Yes, you're also playing with Mr. Mustang there. The young prodigy who flies first class. Yo.
Alright, boys, I'm just about set here.
Get out, go lay down, watch the movie. Well, nothing. Then get it and get out. There's one in the bedroom.
Okay.
No
Make
air
sure you,
supply?
not on this map, make sure you bring a good amount of gas.
Yep. Bring enough to climb, at least. You know, I carry.
Yeah, I'm gonna go first.
And I'm carrying nothing but the C5s.
Copy that.
There is a little echo, but it's alright.
Slave radar, what do you mean? Slave to what?
Like, whenever you're, like, you skew the radar to the down.
Generally, yeah. You wanna, I mean, you know that your enemy is gonna start out at co-altitude, at the same altitude as you, so keep your radar level with your altitude, and you should be able to find a target, especially if you switch over to a head-on filter. Not all planes will have it, but TWS head-on or search pulse Doppler head-on or head-on velocity are all gonna work. Yeah, see where I'm sitting, we're doing 700 meters a second closure and climbing here.
Is that something people should do? Use meters a second?
I think so, just because it gives you the smallest number and it's still going off of tens. You know, Imperial is going to be a lot harder to figure out. If it's telling you feet per second, it's going to be a massive number. Now, even if you don't have a shot, like I'm being outranged here because I'm only carrying AIM 120As and you have the Cs, I still need to put one on you just to keep you off of me. And I've turned back into you to continue to provide guidance to my missile.
Oh, that one came close. Oh, that one came close too. You can't tell if you're above me or below me.
Yeah, I'm right on top of you.
You were right. And my
Nice. Alright, Mustang, you go ahead. I will spectate him.
Yes. Do some backseat driving, please.
Alright. I'm going to spawn in on your side as a referee so that I can spectate.
Go for it. On the road again. is the ultimate fire?
At 6,000 meters altitude, 20,000 feet, I wouldn't fire it outside of 40 kilometers, or what is that in miles? 32 would be 25 miles, or 40 kilometers is going to be, the max range at 6,000 meters and your speed around 1.25 Mach. Once you get up to around like 9,000, 10,000 meters plus, and you're hitting speeds of like 1.5 Mach, you can definitely stretch it out to 50, 60 kilometers as long as they're coming straight at you. As soon as they... Go ahead, what? You can, but I would recommend providing guidance to your missile for as long as you can, because if you are providing data link to the missile and the enemy notches, your missile is going to ignore them, the notch, and ignore the chaff, because now it's relying on data link instead of its own internal seeker head. Yeah, and another thing, like, you're right on the deck at the moment, your bandit is not. So when you're shooting missiles top down, it's a lot more effective than shooting them at someone who's above you, because the missile will go into a special ground filtering mode. That was fucked up, Mustang. I know it's not a 14-7, but let me add to nothing with an ASA radar, because that's a distinct advantage, you know what I mean? That's why I was rolling with like F-16 Block 50 and F-15 CMSIP. I know, but you have an ASA radar. Yeah, like, I know you're gonna like limit yourself on missiles or whatever, but your radar is so much better than the Sufas. And you're an instructor, so you need to be flying either something equivalent or downscaled a little bit. Not too terribly much, you know what I mean? But you don't want to be taking something technologically superior to the guy that you're supposed to be training. Like, Viper wasn't flying an F-14 against Maverick and his F-14. Those motherfuckers were in A4 Skyhawks and F-5 Cs and Es. You know what I mean? 3rd gen versus 4th gen type of shit. But obviously we're doing BVR, so you want something that's going to at least carry 4 Fox 3s.
That was scripted. That was scripted. Very much scripted.
I would shoot around 45 or 50 kilometers at this range. Around 9,000 meters, 1.3 Mach. Yeah, the C5 will do pretty well at 50. It may even still loft itself here. But not much. Like, it doesn't need to gain too much more altitude because you only have so much. Yeah. I would defend at this point, though. You don't need to continue closing because you need to assume that he's fired back at you. So maintain the lock, put him on the edge of your gimbal limit. Reducing altitude is good. But I would stay co-altitude here. In War Thunder, you do not necessarily need to like dive down to the deck when you're defending. Another thing is, like, if you were to preemptively defend the missile, if that thing is still coming at you, check your RWR. Check your speed, check your speed. I told you, check that speed. Well fought. Mustang, you going in again? Word.
Alright, so with the engine, is it better to be as high as possible?
Yes. Those are going to be your long range missiles. So the higher and faster that you are, the more range you're going to get out of them.
So altitude, the higher the range, the higher the altitude. Now say you're in a situation where you want to play what would be the optimal landscape so like say you're still
Well, the number one thing that I could say would be don't go AFK when you join a match. I mean, top tier ARB games typically don't last more than about 5 or 6 minutes most of the time. So whatever you got to do, make sure that you do it before you go into a game. But if you did have to go and like answer the door or something like that, I would say that you never want to go straight in if you're anticipating something like that, or if you need to do that, you need to go answer the door or whatever, then turn to the side. Make it so that you're now going to be positioning yourself behind your teammates so that they are the first ones into that volley of missiles in the initial part of the game. Hopefully you get back in time, but generally you want to fly off in a crank initially. The only time I'd say go straight in an ARB game is if you have those long-range missiles like R-77-1s, A-120Cs, and you intend to take some long-range shots in the initial volley. But if you are if you're lacking on missile count, you know, like the F-16, I wouldn't recommend going in. Even if you're carrying 6 AMRAAMs, you're dealing with planes that can carry twice as many. You definitely want to come in the second wave and use those missiles as sparingly and as wisely as possible. And that's why I always say, like, go for those high PK shots, probability of kill, where you want to fire, honestly, if you can get inside of 20 kilometers on a target, that's going to be, like, optimal range for you. At 20 kilometers and inside of that, it's going to be so hard for an enemy to defend, but not impossible, especially with these top tier planes that have really good maneuverability, like the Delta Wing fucking Rafales and Typhoons. They're not going to have a problem with hitting the notch from a missile fired 12 miles away or 20 clicks. I've seen distances of like 8 kilometers, 5 miles, and they're able to hit the notch. It's all dependent on your altitude. You have to remember, the higher you are, the thinner the air is, so the less maneuverability your aircraft is actually going to have, and ability to regain it speed, which is why it's so important to dump your nose in those situations. Another thing, go ahead, what?
I tried to stay so altitude there, like you said. When you say stay so altitude, you mean like
Same altitude, like the same altitude as them. You really don't want to let them get above you, because again, the missile is going to go into ground filtering mode, and it's going to be a lot harder for you to dodge a missile like that, or versus like something that you were defending while flying above the target that fired at you. Alright, so the step-by-step in defending, you don't even want to drop chaff until you actually get into the notch. Drop your chaff once you hit the notch, and then just change your altitude. It doesn't even have to be a lot. 1,000 feet. And in a jet going Mach 1, 1,000 feet is like instantaneous. All you got to do is change altitude a little bit. And once you've done that, you know, you may need to continue to drop a few more chaff. You just kind of got to read the radar warning receiver. But a good way to tell, too, is to start recommitting into the Bandit And if you see that missile warning start to move toward the front of your RWR, the nose of your aircraft, it means that the missile has not bit off on the chaff, or the enemy aircraft also could be still trying to provide data link to the missile. And when that happens, again, the missile is going to ignore your notch, it's going to ignore your chaff, because now it's relying on the plane's radar instead of its own. If you see that happening, anytime you see that missile coming toward your 2:30, 2 o'clock, or on the other side, your 9:30, 10 o'clock, moving toward your 12, you need to get back into the notch, drop some more chaff, change altitude again, up or down. A lot of time what I'll do too is I will do a little 180 invert. I'll roll the plane inverted, which will like kind of allow me to do a little pull out. You know, you want to like try to keep those missiles more toward your 6 than toward your front. It's okay if you're going defensive and you see the missiles start to move toward the rear of your RWR, because generally that means that either the missile doesn't have enough energy to get to you, or you have successfully notched it. But keep in mind too that if that enemy that fired that missile decides to recommit their radar to you and start providing data link, that missile could regain track on you. It's just going to have to fight harder now because it started going toward your 6, and now it's going to have to work harder to take lead on you again. And a lot of the time when I'm doing these maneuvers too, I'm just going to use the mouse. I'm going to fly with the mouse. I'm going to roll the plane with the keys. But in order to keep the plane steady and reduce as much of the speed bleed as possible from hard keybind maneuvers, you fly with the mouse. I don't think that you changed course there. You were maintaining the same line, which is where that inertial guidance on the missile kicked in, and it was continuing on the same lead path that was last predicting.
I was trying to, I just had black. Alright, let's do one more run of this.
It would be cool if referee mode had the sensor view, so I could see the missiles in real time and see your radar sweep. Have you been checking that out in the replays? Because if you haven't, you should. You're having some technical difficulties. Are you guys keeping your radar in the 37 kilometer range, or is that just referee mode lying to me? Okay, then referee mode is just lying to me. The replays do the same thing. It doesn't register your distance that you've stretched your radar out to. So if you're looking at something right now, I can't even tell. I can now because there's a line coming off of the missile. You know how to read that, right? With the notches and the solid line? Okay. Yeah, for the people watching, when you see that notch line, that's indicating that the missile is not inside of pit bull range. That solid line indicates as such. And once that circle goes off the target, it means that those missiles are now in pit bull mode in terminal phase. But if the target decides to drop chaff and hit the notch, you're going to need to continue to provide guidance. So it's a really good thing, a good idea to preemptively defend missiles. Defend them before they even show up on your RWR. You already know the direction that they were fired from, so just try to roughly guess where that notch angle is. Drop those chaff before you get the missile warning, and then you can recommit early and continue to provide guidance to the very first missile that you fired. And as long as you do that quickly enough, those missiles should still have enough sauce to reach their target. And let me jump in on your side real quick. Go ahead and run that one, and I'm gonna leave referee mode, come in on your team, and I'll go up against Mustang real quick. Kind of give you a visual idea of what I'm trying to talk about here.
Not good. Yeah, none of mine are hitting at all.
I think the reason that your first missile in that last bout didn't hit was because you had to defend before that missile really got into a good... Well, it was in pitbull range, but he was already defending against it. And so, again, like, if you're not able to continuously provide guidance to the missile, it's going to be way more susceptible to the notch and chaff. And that's also really where it comes into play. Like, once you defend preemptively, you want to keep your radar pointed all the way over to the side as far as you can. So as you're recommitting, and hopefully your vertical scan angle is in the right place, because a lot of the time in games you'll have to manually adjust it or widen the vertical scan angle so that you can pick up the target, because if they're defending hard, they might have changed altitude. It's very likely, and they may not be in the same piece of sky that they were. So if you're having problems with relocking the target on radar, it may behoove you to continue to stay defensive and stay in that notch and try to get an actual Mark 1 eyeball view on the smoke trails and or the name tag of the enemy. Keep in mind, you're in the cons, so he can see you even without the radar. You always want to try to stay out of those fucking contrails, because it pretty much is just saying, hey, I'm over here, come get me. Now, flying in the clouds here in these situations might not be a bad idea either, because then it masks the smoke trail of your Fox 3 missiles. Yeah, I see you rolling the plane a lot, but you want to try to avoid that. Try to keep the wings level toward the threat as much as possible so you can pick up any RWR signals coming in. Okay, I have eyes on. Wow, this is point blank. Get him. Come on. Get him. Keep that radar on and prepare for the merge. Prepare for the merge. It's okay if you black out pulling real hard in the F-16. It's going to help you keep in those rate speeds. And his F-16 is definitely going to have better performance than yours with all the extra sensors and tech on it. And a whole extra guy in it. So any advantage you can get here, take it. Don't worry about those missiles. The angle is too hard. It's okay. He might have like closed in on you for a second there, but he had to pull a lot of fucking speed, and the blacking out again can help you because it's gonna keep you from pulling so hard that your plane bleeds all its energy. And pull that air brake in. You don't want to get slow in the F-16. Are you running knots, kilometers an hour, or miles an hour? Okay, so you want to, ideally, your rate speeds, your best rate speeds are going to be around 770 to 830, I want to say. Yeah, you're very slow. Now, obviously, like, he's slower now, so, like, you don't necessarily need to stay in those speeds now. When you're rate fighting, you will eventually have to match the speed of your bandit, otherwise you're going to be coming in so fast that you're never going to get a gunshot. Oh, and we're out of gas. F-16 problems. Oh, damn. Oh, nice. That was nice. At least he didn't explode. Oh, that was great. That was sick. All right, let me do one against Mustang, and then we shall do some other stuff. Yep. That's all good. Return to the hangar, and then you should see referee off and on down there next to like change team. In referee mode 2, you can click on the 2 at the top of your screen there, and it will go to the user's view. Mister, what's going on with you, buddy? How's that phone virus treating you? Oh, he's seen us. Target acquired. You found the phone virus. Very good. Very nice, sir. Well done. now we're gonna go ahead and defend. I also run the compass on my HUD at the top. It allows me to get a better idea of the degrees that I'm pulling. Well, yes and no. He's very aggressive on me right now. I had to defeat multiple missiles there, and he's inside of 25 clicks at this point, so... I'm not what? No, I'm not. Again, I will use my radar and my RWR to find the target. Not until I know where he is. Does that make sense? I got a fish for him here. Get out of my face, boy! Good fight, though. Really, really good fight, Mustang. You put so much damn pressure on me, dude. That was fucking great. Well fought, sir. Alright. That was a very good warm-up. Are we ready to go to some real ones and apply what we've learned?
Indubitably. Alright.
One big thing too, dude, is like don't overcommit. Like overcommitting has gotten me killed so many times where I'm like thinking, oh yeah, I have enough time to turn back in and get another missile off, and then you don't.
I'm going to go make sure that file is not corrupted. 1 second.
Excellent, excellent. Yes, take your time, sir. Thank you, thank you. Well played on your part, too. I'm assuming you were out of missiles when we merged?
Yes. I fired my last one when we were like someone not going in.
Mm-hmm.
8 kilometers. I'm like, this is goodbye. But unfortunately not.
Yeah, I had to make the very quick decision there to not overcommit, and I just fired my AMRAAM off at a very high angle of attack. I knew it wasn't going to hit, but it would at least maybe make you think twice. And then I had to like frantically search for you. It wasn't until I fucking looked down I saw you were like 2.3 kilometers below me, and I was like, shit. Oh, did it corrupt?
The audio did, yes.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Fuck me to tears, that's all I'm saying. Fuck me to tears.
Nestor, your phone virus is spreading. Oh, that's what's beeping. I was like, what the fuck is that noise? It's my battery. my airsoft getting better. Yes, dear. I'm unplugging you. Jeez Louise. What are we doing? 14-0 or 14-3?
It's 14-0. I'm gonna test record. Everybody speak.
Testing, testing, testing.
Say Rachel.
Hello, testing.
My nigga.
If y'all hear that beeping noise in the background again, let me know. I'd never heard that off of the charger before, so.
Let me make sure. Alright.
It's kind of nice that it beeps at you. What's this 30% off deal they're talking about? I have no idea. Oh well. 14-3, 14-0, okay. Okay.
Hold on, be quiet for just a second. Go away, volume box. Go away. Thank you. Okay, that's good. I'm gonna turn it up a little bit. I just used my live profile. What I've always used. I don't know why I've blocked it. I'll never know. The world may never know. Ever.
Eva.
You know, it might also help if my microphone is actually, like turned towards 90 degrees off to the side.
Indeed.
Indubitably that. Alright, there we go.
Boy, I'm hungry.
Dante. My game audio is still coming through. There it goes. Alright. I'm gonna have to do the intro again. Alright. What it do, Fight Crew? Welcome back to another video. Today we are doing some top tier training with the one, the only, the master himself, Mr. Salty Gnome.
Hey guys, how's it going?
I would hope good. A lot better than I'm about to be, I can say that much. Alright. He's going to teach us basically everything. He's an open Wikipedia page. He knows just about everything about every aircraft in War Thunder. He can teach you how to 1v1 in it, BVR in it, drive it into the ground, drive it sky high. He knows how to do anything an aircraft can do. He knows how to do it. And he's going to train us on how to top tier, so we can actually get kills and, stay alive and have successful sorties. The do's and don'ts, the whys and hows with Mr. Salty Gnome.
All right. Oh, that battery's done. All right, we'll go to Rocky Canyon this time.
Okay, this time, Kyle, don't be interrupted. Why? Hey, that's not why. What? I went when I was in referee mode last time, right?
Mm-hmm.
And now my friendly and enemy team colors are your colors. I have to.
Interesting.
It's alright. I like yours anyway. The purple and the green. I like that. Sorry.
Oh, yeah, that's like the default colors for spectator mode.
I don't know.
That's what that is. All right.
Alright, bro.
All right, Mustang, take her easy.
boy over here being loud as shit talking. Alright.
Yes, sir, I'm here.
Ready to get dog walked?
Totally, dude.
Heard it here first, folks. Found and prepared to go see some. Hey, that's what we're hoping for, right?
That's what we're hoping for. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. $750 meters a second closure. Okay.
Oh, wait, 1 second. You said that.
Yes.
Where does it show that it's radio speed? Is that what it is? No. Distance? No. Speed? No. Climb speed? Yeah.
I think it'd be radial speed.
It doesn't show me. Oh, yes, it does. Yep, okay, right. Okay, so 800 meters a second. I think it's closing it quite fast.
Yes, yes. We are both quite fast.
I fired at a very slow range. I fired first. I'm gonna attempt to do this the old fast way. Still have me. Reacquired the target here. Oh lordy. That's a lot of tug. That's a lot of tug.
Yeah, but it's not going for me. I don't know where that missile is going to.
Man.
Good fight, good fight.
Alright, what did I do wrong?
Well, you sacrificed altitude against me. And other than that, I mean, I think it just is, it comes down to experience, you know what I mean? Like, in my mind's eye, I can visualize those missiles because I've been using them a lot. I go into the replay mode, I watch them, so I kind of have a better idea of like at what speed and what altitude you're going to get performance out of. Something else that I haven't mentioned is on your radar screen, you know how like you'll have on Russian aircraft multiple lines indicating your missile's maximum range, minimum abort range, and okay, so on your radar screen, once you acquire a target, we're going to try to acquire you here now, you will see multiple lines. You'll see a total of 4 lines on the right side of the screen if you stretch your radar out far enough. The very farthest line away from your aircraft is going to be your missile's maximum range. The second line is going to be the actual line indicating where the target is, and then there's going to be 2 lines with a line connecting them, like two hash marks or horizontal lines with a vertical line connecting them. That is the minimum abort range. That means that if that missile is fired, even if the target turns cold, it's still going to have enough energy to hit them at that current state of energy. The minimum abort range is always changing and evolving depending on what your target is doing. So it's, you know, something to keep with a grain of salt. Oh wow, okay, that was the first AMRAM. Yours hit me. Yep, no, you got me. Nice, nice. Yeah, hey, but mutual kill is better than just dying all day, every day. Like if all you can do in a top tier game is guarantee that you're gonna kill the guy that's trying to kill you, that's still better than just dying like a bitch, you know? Yeah, that'll happen. You get that on those big jobs. Yes, those are gonna be your missile range indicators, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, the long horizontal one is marking the distance of the target, but the three smaller ones are going to be indicating max range and minimum abort range. That's telling you, that's the direction. The larger circle that's currently showing up above me is telling you where to aim for your best shot parameters. It's just going to tell you where you should point your nose so that you can get the best possible launch. Yeah. Yeah, I defended way too late. I was drinking water there. Fucking, as soon as I got the warning, it was like, oh, I haven't even put one on him yet.
Did I do it? I think I did it.
I think you did.
I did it!
Well done. Yeah, I was totally not even paying attention. I was fucking drinking water.
It counts.
Yeah, we'll count that. I should have been paying attention. 'Tis my fault. That's right.
Did you use your maximum radar distance, like 148 or
You know, I think it really comes down to personal preference. Like, it could be beneficial to run the larger distances, especially if your radar is capable of actually tracking those distances. Yeah. I mean, all you're doing is just lofting the missile. You know? It's like throwing a football really high to get more range out of it. That was my first missile. So what I did there was what I was talking about earlier, where I fire and then immediately defend. Immediately defend the missile that I know is coming, but I haven't seen on RWR yet. And then I recommit. Your first missile is already worthless. Maybe even the second one if you fire the second one. And my missile is still coming at you, my first missile. And now I'm putting the TWS back on you, and I provided data link to it. So even though you were defending, it didn't care. Does that make sense? Like, huh? Yes, TWS, no, you don't have to hard lock. The only difference really between a hard lock and a soft lock is that the hard lock's going to maintain a better overall lock compared to a soft lock, because your radar is only looking at that one spot where those little bars are sweeping across your screen, so it's refreshing the image on screen every single time it passes over. But if your refresh rate is too low, or you're, something equivalent to that, like the target started moving and now the radar isn't refreshing fast enough to pick up the target. So it's because I hit the notch. I've gone into the notch and dropped chaff, which is why you were no longer receiving a signal off of me. Because if I hit the notch, your radar is filtering out anything that's not moving. So trees and stuff, if you are in a perfect notch, it's spoofing the radar to think that you are a stationary target, because you're closing at the same rate with me that you're closing with trees and other terrain. So I'm basically masking myself when I go into 90 degrees. That's why the notch is so effective, but you need to drop the chaff in order to actually say, like, it's basically disappear from the radar by hitting the notch, and then dropping chaff now gives a decoy to your radar saying, oh yeah, he's right here. You know what I mean? Does that make sense? And then you want to change altitude to defeat the inertial guidance.
I had full eyes on you, but my radar literally just picked up nothing.
Yeah, and you actually have a better radar than me in this Block 50. It's keep it in that. Assume that they've already fired at you and go into a defensive maneuver. Either go into the crank, which is just saying that you're not pointing your nose at the enemy now, you're trying to keep them on a gimbal with your radar, and wait for that missile warning to come in, and also try to keep the radar pointed toward them so that when they do start recommitting out of the notch, you'll pick them back up, because that'll happen a lot. If a target goes into the notch and starts dropping chaff, especially with these non-ASA radars, they're gonna get spoofed real fast. Yeah, that just comes from the older tech. Yeah, overcommitment. Yeah.
Which I admit, I do have a problem with. That's not him. That is a missile. That is a missile. That is not him. Fire.
That can also be a really bad thing too. So a lot of the time what I do to counteract the whole like locking on to rockets and shit, that's where you want to use that mouse cursor for your radar track. Or to lock the target. You just pull your mouse cursor up and quickly one tap onto the target there. Like right here. That was good. You almost had me there. That one that you said was point blank, I looked at it, it was like 8 kilometers while I was still trying to defend from it. I fired a very high off-bore sight AMRAAM there to counteract it, just to really kind of keep you away from me. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, you did, and I was out of chaff. I tried to.
How much?
Nothing happened.
How much chaff versus flare are you bringing here?
45 to 150.
Oh. Okay. Yeah.
I was dumping
Yeah.
chaff.
Don't dump it. Remember, like it only takes like 1 or 2 chaff when you're in the notch to beat a missile. Anything else is just a waste.
I kept trying to reach every time. Whenever we watch the
Mm-hmm.
did get radar.
What is your scan angle at right now? Like I'm at 20 by 13. What are you running? Okay. One thing I've been noticing in our fight though is that thing I was saying before about how you'll need to manually adjust your vertical, like where your radar is actually scanning, not the actual angles, but the actual piece of sky, because as you're recommitting, it might catch on to those AI, or it might just be looking too low or too high, so you need to adjust accordingly. If you're like recommitting and you know that your RWR is looking where he is, or your radar is looking where he is because the RWR is telling you that's where he is, and your radar's not finding the target, try adjusting the scan height. Again, changing altitude. Yep, I've already defeated your first missile. Use your mouse. Use your mouse. Yeah, switching the cyclic, it can really, it'll screw you over a lot of the time. That was a close one. Yes. Yes, sir, you absolutely can. Yes, we're inside of 5 miles now. A mutual kill. A mutual kill. Well done. Well done.
Driving that, is
if you can get into the notch and drop chaff effectively, you can still beat a missile in the Mar all day. All day.
So just skill issue.
Wow.
Well, it's also a performance of the plane issue as well. Like the Rafale and the Eurofighter are gonna be way more effective at doing stuff like that than like any other aircraft in the game.
That guy is flying or don't try to blah 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 blah.
That's right. It does, yeah. Well, in the notch, no. In the notch, it's actually going to hurt you because it's looking for head-on targets, and it's going to be completely blind to anything that's flying in the notch. I was explaining to Strudel before that when you're flying in the notch, if you're in a perfect notch, the radar is going to think that you're terrain or part of the terrain because the closure rate on you is going to be the same as it is on trees and other buildings and stuff. There's a key binding for it. Go into common controls and type in show or mouse or cursor into the search bar. Yeah, show mouse cursor, and then you can manipulate the radar with the mouse cursor. You can move your scan angle, you can single click targets to put a soft lock on them, you can double click them to put a hard lock on them. Oh wow. Yeah, I never even had a missile coming back at me that time. Well, why don't we go to some real games here, now that we got Peter Dietz up in this biatch. Unless you want to train against him. Also, what time is it? 10 o'clock? I need to get out of here, dudes. It'd be getting late. I have another 10-hour day ahead of me. I hope that you were able to glean something out of that. I mean, you got to keep in mind, too, that...
Mine is you whooping my
I mean, that's just par for the course. You had Mustang pretty good tonight, you know, and that's definitely something to feel accomplished about because Mustang ain't no slouch. Like, he's got a couple years head start on the old Salty Gnome training program than you, so like, he knows a thing or two because he's seen a thing or two. But when he first started with us, dude, he was super green. I mean, I was catching him in all kind of ridiculous head-on kills before. Now he's a very talented player. So, just stay committed, champ.
You absolutely whooped my heart backwards and sideways. I'm gonna have to learn this radar or something because, I mean, you'll see it in the video when it comes out, dude. It was doing everything except you. Everything. AI, random air, balls, missiles, everything except you. I would be looking dead at you. I was looking dead at you. Slave radar over to you.
Yeah.
I think I saw it blip you. I saw it scan you for like one pass, and you were a blip. And I was like, okay. And then I looked back, and it just hard locked your missile, and I'm like, bruh.
Bruh.
That's all I could think. That's exactly what I'm gonna do in that moment too. Whenever I edit it, I'm gonna have it be slow motion, where it looks at you.
Yeah.
And I'll have like the wind sign, and then it's gonna lock on the missile, and I'll be like, bruh.
All right, boys.
I will see you later.
I will check y'all later, dudes.